From the Academy Award-winning studio that brought you Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Suicide Squad, comes the next heap of crap in the dumpster fire that is the DC Extended Universe. But hey, we've got an Oscar, and Marvel doesn't. What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. Guys, this is a rant video. I think you know where I'm going with this. Yes, this is about Suicide Squad winning an Oscar. And if this is the first time you're hearing about this, you're not on Bizarro World. No, you're not. You haven't flipped into some weird-ass portal. You're not in an episode of The Twilight Zone. This is reality. Donald Trump is president, and Suicide Squad won an Oscar. I can't decide which one of those things is more fucked up. And that's my honest opinion. I can't believe it. An Academy Award for hair and makeup. Now let's talk about this. Hair and makeup. Look at the film, man. Suicide Squad. Look at the film. The hair and makeup. So Harley Quinn's pigtails, the white body paint on the Joker, and the damaged tattoo on his fucking forehead. And Killer Croc's just flesh of a disease, right? Because they made it this scaly disease. That shit won an Academy Award. There's a number of reasons why this really deeply upsets me. So, first of all, let's talk about the category itself. Now, hair and makeup. Not a big thing, not something that people really talk about a lot. However, people in Hollywood work very hard to do a great job on hair and makeup in films. Every single film out there has a hair and makeup team. It is an important part of creating the mood of the scene, the mise en scène. It's important. It's probably played down. But look at the category. Just look at to me, if you look at Star Trek Beyond, and some of the makeup that they did for the alien characters in that film, how can you possibly look at what happened in Suicide Squad and say that that was way better? We're not talking about the CGI, because there was some really cool CGI and stuff. We're talking about the film, the characters, the hair, and the makeup. How can you possibly think that that film did a better job at hair and makeup than Star Trek Beyond? I think that's absolute insanity. But here's the bigger problem. The DC Extended Universe, which is arguably a dumpster fire, now has more Academy Awards than the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that has been doing literally like flawless films, a few pretty good films that aren't flawless trickled in there, but they have never made a terrible movie. They have never made a movie that critics totally shit all over. They have done something really unprecedented for over a decade in making this really, really cool shared universe, boatloads of money, a continuity that people can digest. They've been killing it. And there are films in that slate, especially in Phase 1, that are flawless movies, in my opinion. So, all of those films get the shaft, including Doctor Strange, which I am on record for saying was a lock for Best Visual Effects. That is a goddamn tragedy. Yes, Jungle Book is cool. That motion capture is cool. All those effects are cool. But it's stuff we've seen before. It's just better CGI. It's just really fucking good CGI. Doctor Strange melted my brain. I literally couldn't even follow the narrative because it was so crazy visually. It's almost so good at being a visual masterpiece that it belittles the experience of the storytelling. That is my opinion. I thought it was a lock for it. I think it's fucking crazy. And then you're going to give Suicide Squad an Oscar? Now here's the thing. I'm not going to shit all over Suicide Squad, but I think we all know it's not a good movie. It's definitely not a good movie. I had fun when I watched it. I might watch it again just because I actually enjoyed some of the way they tied things together. The Batman cameos, the post-credit scene, it really felt decent. Like there was a a filled out DC universe. There are aspects of it that I like, but the characters, their motivations, the story, it doesn't make any sense at all. And what's really frustrating is you had a trailer house. They hired a trailer house to come in and handle reshoots and to remake this film in post, essentially to make it this really cool poppy eye candy thing. So if anything, visual effects and editing really should have been the thing that it should be praised for, but instead they do hair and makeup. It just really blows my mind that they're going to give any props at all to a movie that has a 30-something% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, the movie made a boatload of money. That's cool. Like I said, I don't think it's terrible. It's just not good. Good films should win Academy Awards. Now, at the end of the day, the Academy Awards are trivial, political. They don't necessarily matter. I know that, right? I internalize that. I understand that. But when I wake up, because I didn't watch those Academy Awards, and apparently that whole La La Land Moonlight thing, that's blowing up too. But when I woke up and found out that Suicide Squad had won an Academy Award, I had to make sure I was actually awake. Because that is a bizarre, paradoxical statement. It doesn't make any sense. So, guys, I don't know what else to say. It's just a rant video. I wanted to get my thoughts out there. I wanted to kind of cover this because, yeah, it happened. This is the Den of Nerds. We cover nerdy things. Suicide Squad won an Academy Award. The DC Extended Universe now has more Academy Awards than the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Please, somebody, help me to make sense of this. Hit me up in the comments section. And before all of you DC fanboys dislike this video into oblivion, please understand, I am not saying that Suicide Squad was terrible, but it definitely wasn't good. I actually enjoyed it, but it wasn't good. Man of Steel, I love. Batman v Superman, an abortion of a movie. So really, I mean, how do you feel? How do you feel about the Academy validating your shared universe as your main stars are trying to leave, as you're doing literally page one rewrites on movies that have been in production for years? You can't get a director for The Flash. The proverbial floor is falling out of the DC cinematic universe, and yet it has an Academy Award. Please explain to me, how does that make you feel? Do you feel validated? You feel real good about yourself? You feel like now you could take on Marvel, take on the world? Why would you need to make good films when you're just going to get accolades for them anyways? And I'm sounding really negative right here, and I don't mean to do that. I want all comic book movies to succeed. The Nolan Dark Knight trilogy is masterful. It is a great gem in the Crown of Batman mythos. And like I said, I love Man of Steel. I would love for DC to get their shit together. But this is crazy town. This is crazy town. Suicide Squad won a fucking Academy Award. It literally makes me want to hate the film. And I don't hate the film, but it makes me want to. It's like, what? In what universe do these critics live? They hate comic book movies. It's been obvious ever since the MCU's kicked off and really started doing well. They hate comic book movies, and yet they're going to give a comic book movie that's the most comic booky of them all. It's literally just candy and explosions and contrived plot, everything that they should hate about comic book movies, and they're going to reward it with an award. And yet you have films like The Winter Soldier that are like, they stand toe-to-toe with some of the best espionage films I've ever seen. They have action sequences in there that are directed in ways that are on par with any action sequence I've ever seen. Twists, character development. It's crazy to me that stuff gets snubbed and Suicide Squad gets rewarded. I can't understand. So let me know. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna shut up. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Love to have a conversation about this. If you thought the video was cool, like it. If you're a salty ass DC fanboy, feel free to dislike it and hit me with that negative comment, son. I'm ready for your ass. So as always, guys, I hope you're having an awesome and nerdy day. See ya.